Jesus is the greatest teacher. True or false? Yes or no? Welcome to Thursday Thoughts. Here's what's up. If Jesus is the greatest teacher, then what he taught, we should build our lives upon. Listen what he says at the end of the Sermon on the Mount. Everyone then who hears these words of mine and does them is like the man who built his house on the rock. More on that later. But here's some of his teachings, you guys. The Beatitudes. You're blessed when you struggle, when you suffer, when you're hungry, when you're thirsty. These are some tough things. Matthew 6:33, he says, seek first his kingdom and his righteousness, where he is running everything. And all these other things will be added to you. Oh, you guys, this is kind of tough. Sky Jathani, in his book, What If Jesus Was Serious, says this. There's tension between praising Jesus and actually obeying him. Would you agree with that, you guys? Well, let me just kind of give you some thoughts that have been on my mind, and Thursday is a time where I just kind of spit them out. So here you go. Jesus's teachings are hard. Not always hard to understand, but they're actually hard to obey and to follow, especially if we're trying to hang on to comfort or hang on to what we think is right rather than what he says is right. So let me ask you these three questions. Did he actually mean what he said? Yes or no? Did he expect us to live out his teaching and follow his example? Yes or no? And then what will we do if the answers to those questions are yes? How will we engage his teaching? How will we follow his example? I want to say this to you. We need to be humble. It needs to not be about us. We need to trust him. If Matthew 5:3 says that you're blessed if you're poor in spirit, because yours is the kingdom or theirs is the kingdom who are poor in spirit, this is humility. So being humble. We're in the kingdom when we recognize he's the king and we're not, and we follow him. So trusting him means that we build on him. And then finally, we're going to live for him and we're going to live with him. Listen to the rest of what Jesus says here at the end of the Sermon on the Mount. I told you before, 7:24, if you hear his words and you build your life on them, then you're a wise man. The rain will fall and the floods will come and the winds will blow, he says. And they're going to beat on the house, but it will not fall because it's founded on the rock. The rock is Jesus and his teaching. And everyone who hears these words of mine and does not do them will be like a foolish man who built his house on the sand. And the rain fell, and the floods came, and the winds blew, and they beat against that house, and it fell, and great was the fall of it. It was fully destroyed. Living with and for Jesus. That's what we're called to. That's what this whole Sermon on the Mount is about. And so I hope that you will join us in taking Jesus serious. Love God, love others, and serve generously. See you next time.